did something today.
Okay. How did he turn?
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world
17.
or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world, and that's our job.
JB, what's the name of the podcast?
It's a pod named Kickback. A pod named Kickback. It's like a Tribe Called Quest.
You say the whole thing. Welcome back to a pod named Kickback. It is, in fact, like a Tribe Called Quest because you must say the whole thing. I'm No Breaks, no the righteous ratchet. If you throw it, I'll catch it. If you got it, I'll match it. Each and every week, we right back at it. I am the Black Savage. The Magneto of my people. What up, Jack? I'm about to play with the screens all day.
I see that.
So,
I see you
boom.
like a little kid over there.
Just
Right.
saying.
It's a holiday. He's
Well,
just
y'all
playing.
Praise them again.
know
All right.
Get fit with Jack and you snatch, so let's go.
Boom.
There
Right.
it is.
Oh, she
There it
rhymed.
is.
She rhymed.
Yeah.
Okay.
She did. She did.
I see you.
And kind of stole my line. Oh, come on, Jay. Don't stop, man. Hey, it's season. Hey, it's your man D Randy T. Man Up Monday all day is where I be. Football season is back. Let's go.
Hell yeah. What my round of applause for? Goddamn
Hello.
football season.
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight?
Right. What's up, Liz? Thanks for tuning in.
I hope
Jay,
everybody's doing great.
I see your man already on my hat. Look, this is the flag in this area, man. You already know.
Oh man, what
Already know what it
up?
Hey, I got love for them. I got love for the Steelers too. Big KC, what it do, man?
What's up, Big KC?
They say Nostradamus is having some
Technical difficulties.
right. We
But-
didn't find out he got Verizon or
With us every Sunday, always my loyalty supporters. I love it.
right.
Don't fault us
Well,
for what he has on today.
It's been one of those days, right? There
Right.
he is. He on froze. He gonna have to come in and come back doing this thing.
Okay,
Right.
so go ahead and shoot it to you. What is your high and low of the week?
Okay, let's go. We'll start. Well, we normally start with the ladies first, right?
I know. I'm switching it up.
And I mean, it looks like your background already is a high. You know what I mean? That's what I'm seeing. All right.
Yeah.
But no, I'm gonna tell you what my high of the week was. This week I had the great opportunity of serving at a Goodwill place facility. It was a networking event actually, right?
Okay.
And in our community, right, we know the Goodwill is like with single parents. If your family doing bad, is where you go, where your back to school shopping happen at, right?
Right.
So in our community, that's what we know them for well, right? If your mama taking you there, most time you see single parent moms in there with their kids, you know what I mean, buying clothes. I was one of those, right? But and they always had a story saying that they was much more. She is looking real poetic, ain't she? I was feeling that too with the background and all that. Yeah, I thought it was just me, big. I thought it was just me, KC.
Oh, that I got a story after Randy finished. I got a story for you.
But look, long story short, I found out that they do so much more. Like they have job placement programs where they find people. And it was one guy, they showed this story where he came from Nepal and he didn't know how to speak English, didn't know how to read or write, came from a small village, and the goodwill now took him from the process of that to now he's a manager of one of the stores right here in Maryland. Right. They even have a program for homeless kids, teenagers, to help them get on their feet, find housing, get jobs. So they are so much more than just a place where you can buy some cheap clothes at. They and being there and being a part of that, you know what I mean? That was really my high to see that they do so much more than that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was, and I don't know, my low is new internet.
I second that.
I don't even know if he can come back.
Big Casey, you gave me my high, so we're gonna go with that. It's not my of the week, but it's just the high of one of the times in my life. So going back to the poetic justice. This is when I was going to. This is after Freaknik, so now we moved to Daytona Beach. So I'm going to Daytona Beach, and I had my little, my little braids. So the hotel that me and my homegirl stayed in, the hotel that we stayed in, so we had the dude upstairs that had the liquor. We had the dude on our road that cooked the breakfast, and we had some dudes downstairs that had the weed. So they used to always, every morning, they get, all I would hear is, Justice, you up? Justice, you up? They used to call me Justice out there. So him calling me Poetic Justice, you hit it right on the head, Big Casey. But my low is also a high, and it's a low because we did lose an amazing person, Fat Man Scoop. Shout out to him, his family. Prayers go out to his family, friends, all his DJ family. But the high is just that he's in a better place. It's ugly out here, and for him to be able to fly is a beautiful thing. For him to be able to have contributed all the things he did in the industry with so many artists, so many people, like his voice was legendary. Like if you heard his voice in the club, you already know that shit was popping. That shit was hot. Like that was the shit. It got you, So yeah, new needs to get some new.
All right. Need a new internet provider.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
He's supposed to be on duty. He can't even change the banner at the end, across the bottom of us. We can't do nothing. Lord Jesus, he don't get to tell his.
Hey man,
look,
that was his. That was his. His high was when he was here for a minute, and
now he gone. Look, let me look at something.
And it's low. Look, we moving on now. And look, we ain't gonna have the viral story of the week. The viral story. He wanted this one. We might gonna have to skip that one and come back because he wanted that one real. He wanted that one real bad. But look, we gonna skip to the Chick-fil A one. Let's talk about that. All right. If y'all hadn't heard, Chick-fil A, and this happened in Maryland somewhere, and I'm surprised I hadn't seen this on the news yet, right? But on his receipt, the Chick-fil-A, the customer service rep or whoever on the counter, they wrote monkey on the receipt and it was a black man, okay? And of course, it wasn't a black teenager who wrote monkey on this man receipt. The man name was Marquise. Can Marquise sound like monkey? In this area, people with accents. Some people say it's a stretch. I don't know. But there's a big protest been going on about. Oh, he watching. New watching. It been a big protest going on about. Man, come back. What you mean you watching? Like a protest going on about they should fire this teenager, right? So they want.
Oh, he's fucked up.
Yeah, they want the young man to be fired because he put monkey on the receipt and then said over the microphone, "Monkey, your order is ready."
Did he say it over the microphone?
They said when he called for his order, that's what he said.
Wow.
And now it's an uproar about it because people are they're demanding that the young man be fired. Well, the gentleman who got the receipt, who was called the monkey, is saying that, and the owner is saying, he's a young man, he made a mistake, he won't fire him. But yeah, it's pretty big. It's going on now. It's pretty viral about this young man being fired. I don't know, was it a mistake or?
Can I ask a simple question?
What?
Was it just a bad handwriting? Like, did he try to spell Marquise and it says monkey? No?
Nah, the receipt, it clearly says monkey.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Y'all, I'm sorry, but wow. Okay. I mean, racism is real. It's still real. So
Right. Oh, look who back.
uh-oh.
Hey.
He did. He spelled, he did. He spelled monkey. And that's my thing is that I don't,
Okay.
And the only reason I give pause to this story is for one reason, in fact, that Fil A as a franchise has the most vigorous process for franchise ownership that is out of any franchise that's out there, period. Like, you can be a billionaire and you can step to Fil A and they like, all right, we don't really care. Like, you gonna pass our test before we let you open one of these. So, I mean, with that being said, I feel like they have the leadership starts from the top down. So with that, you kind of think that they kind of hired, cause it was just a mistake. I think that's what I think.
What nationality the guy that called the other guy a monkey?
They've been kind of withholding, a little bit. We got two news now.
Hey. I don't know what to do.
Hey, we hear you working.
AI bullshit going on.
Yeah, I'm with you, Big KC. I think it was a mistake, and we just need to let it go for this young man life get fried over a mistake. It's a teenager, man.
Yeah, yeah. Next story.
Nah, we can't hear you no more. Whatever you just did, go back. Put Kim. They put Kim on my receipt.
Y'all think
there you go.
I'm trying to figure out what mic to mute, what mic not to mute. Y'all can hear me now?
Yes.
I was saying that y'all think he typed monkey as a mistake?
Nah, I mean, I think he might have thought he said. I mean, monkey, Marquise. Come on, I mean, I just know.
If I'm a black man or a white man in America, and I don't hear you say your name properly, and I hear monkey, I got a double going on. Let me try to. I'm a mute.
Nah, just you. It's two screens of you.
Oh yeah. I'm not typing monkey. I'm not writing monkey. Out of all the things that's going, we in America. You know what I'm saying? We know what's going on in this country. I am not typing monkey. If I misunderstood you, I misunderstood you. I'm gonna ask for clarification. I am definitely not writing monkey on your cup to a black man. We're not gonna let that slide. We're not gonna let that slide in 2024. In 2024, with the racial climate we are in, a white man writes monkey on a cup to give to a black man, and we going, oh, I made a mistake.
So he was a teenager. He was 17. He was 17 years old.
You know what I was doing at 17? I was investing on Wall Street. I was investing in Nike, going to the New York Stock Exchange, getting awards and receiving awards for my brilliant ideas. At 17, Ain't no damn child. 17, Tupac had 3 albums out. Like, what are we talking about with 17? 17 is a child now?
You called him legally, he is still a child legally. He is. He's still considered a teenager. That's all I'm saying.
I ain't saying lock him up.
Right.
But you can be held accountable at 17. I don't think at 17 had babies. I mean, 17
he's a teenager.
You
I'm
know
not
if
saying
you
I'm not saying give him a pass.
to a black person.
Right. I'm not saying give him a pass totally.
I might have came in late. I thought I heard you say give him a pass. I might not have heard that.
I'm saying the uproar that's happening now can be something that can change the trajectory over this young man's life over a mistake. Like, I hold him accountable, but he shouldn't be crucified.
Well, I don't know how far I want things.
I'm not saying a mistake as in, like, I don't know if it's a mistake that he meant to do it or it was a mistake as a misjudgment, right? That you just did. It was just bad judgment on your call to do that, and that was just the indication of your level of maturity, right? That's
I disagree with that because we got grown folks with the tiki torches. We got Donald Trump. We got people storming the Capitol. These are decisions, and sometimes it can be bad judgment, but sometimes you make a decision. You made a decision. And there are consequences to every decision. Every decision you make in this world, you're going to get a penalty or reward. The definition of justice is penalty or reward. So whatever decision you make, you deserve your penalty or your reward. Now, I am not trying to say destroy this kid's life, ruin him, throw him away. There's no redeeming value in him. He's 17. He can grow out of that. He can become a productive citizen, or he can become the leader of the KKK. And that's what I'm saying. Don't take that off the board. I disagree with you 100%, Berg. Everything got to be serious. You call me a fucking monkey, it's serious. What the fuck y'all talking about? Okay. I'm so confused. If I'm a black man and you call me a monkey, that's serious. How was that like? What's the joke in it? Somebody help me out. I'm lost.
There's no joke. Nobody joking. Nobody joking, man. You know what I mean? Everything is relative, right? I didn't say get a man a pass. All I was saying is that I don't think the mistake, whether it was intentional or not, that it should crucify this young man and change the whole trajectory of his life from this incident. That's all I'm saying.
I don't even believe it would, to be honest. We in America, white people don't really get punished for racist shit.
So I know, but it's kind of going viral now, right? So locally,
it should go viral.
Locally, it's gonna have an effect. It's people who doing that every day in Georgia,
and it should go viral. Does that mean it's okay?
No, I'm not saying
these people are raping women all over the country. So should we not arrest this one rapist because other people are doing it?
Come on now, that's not.
I'm just saying,
real jump right there.
If it's more than one person doing it, don't punish one person.
To sexual assault.
No, I know. It's
I'm with KC now. You just got too serious.
It's the premise of it. Whatever you do, you deserve a penalty or reward for it. Now, I'm not saying ruin his life. He is 17, so I agree with you there. We're going to acknowledge it. The punishment should fit the crime. Yes. Perfectly said, Randy. I agree with you 1,000,000%. But that doesn't mean no punishment.
Right.
That don't mean sweep it under the rug. Because for every white boy that can call Marquise monkey, like I tried to explain the shit with the Trump shit. They get emboldened. Now they want to do something else. I said, monkey, I ain't getting in trouble. Next time I'm gonna say nigga. Next time I'm gonna spit in the drink. The time after that, I'm gonna do this. It's a slippery slope. Just stop it at the beginning. Little boy, that was wrong. If you don't change this behavior, you're gonna have a world of hurt waiting for you. Right. Now, I do think you should be fired. I think you lose your job and you learn from it. You're 17. That Chick-fil-A job wasn't gonna be your whole life. Lose your job.
It could have been.
Learn from that goddamn mistake.
Don't make it again. White Calvin in his neighborhood, and Chick-fil-A was his.
Well, then he need to go to McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? But I personally feel like he should be fired. I am not boycotting Chick-fil-A because I'm getting to the point where I get tired of banning people and cancel culture.
We're not canceling Chick-fil-A.
I'm not fucking with Chick-fil-A for the foreseeable future. Plus they changed their chicken. We know that their chicken isn't healthy anymore. Miss Get Fit with Jack. You know their chicken is 100% pure.
Monday, yeah.
Their chicken isn't 100% pure. They added. Remember that we did a whole article story on it, on what they added, the preservatives they added to their chicken. Now it's not 100% chicken anymore.
We saw that now.
So not only is it unhealthy chicken, but they're allowing racists to work there. So I'm all for Chick-fil-A. I am not organizing. I am not asking you to do it. I'm not asking nobody else to do it. I'm a black man with principle. You put monkey on my cup, you need to get fired. If you don't feel the need to be fired, then I'm not fucking with you or your establishment.
Why does the whole organization Chick-fil-A has to suffer? Like
because they refuse to fire him. Hold people accountable.
We in the car. I can't. You won't stop me by the drive
fire him
and let me
fire
get
him.
I can't get a chicken sandwich nowhere.
That's the answer. He called a black man a monkey. Fire him. Fire him. You call me a monkey, you fired.
And don't buy Chick-fil-A no more.
I didn't say that. You said that.
No,
if you don't fire him,
cook your own food anyway. Cook your own food.
That's what I do.
Get fit.
Half the time.
That's it. All right. We skipped.
Right.
Oh, he froze. He froze again. Like right when he made that face too.
Perfect one. The perfect still shot.
Right. That mean his profile picture from here on out.
Right.
But yeah, that was enough of that of the
Get myself back up.
Oh, he back.
And that's two of them again.
One of them talking. All right, so we go. He gonna while he figuring out, we gonna move on to the Cam Newton story, right? We gonna keep it moving. We keep it moving with So Cam Newton was on the podcast. No, we can't hear you at all, man. Nobody has a clue. Like you should have left the mics. The mics was fine.
Boom. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. All right, Cam Newton. Go on, let's go start with that.
All right, so Dr. Bryant was on Cam Newton's podcast this week, last week, and I've been following her for years. I didn't know what kind of doctor she was, but she fine as hell. She take really good Instagram pictures. So I've been following this lady forever, and I just found out like she's some doctor, big time psychologist that does all this stuff, and I'm like, oh shit, okay. And when I saw her on Cam Newton, I was like, that's badass, Dr. Bryant. What did she? Is she a heart surgeon? What is she? And I found out she's a psychologist, relationship coach or whatever. And she called Cam out on, I like Cam. I do. I had no real issues with Cam. His smugness in that interview, during the brief portion when he was speaking about having 8 children from 5 different women, and how he's just taking his time and he wants more children. And she's like, does that mean more women? I just want God to bring them. And it's like, what you talking about, dog? Like, I want God to bring them. And he was just so smug and like, but as you say, I'm taking my time. He was so proud of himself, so smug and arrogant and fucking stupid. And she called him out, like, actually, you're not taking your time. You are creating broken homes. You are creating environments where children will never be totally fulfilled intentionally. And you're saying you want to do it more. And you see nothing wrong with it. And he was like, I'm not doing, yeah, you are. Because you are intentionally creating a world where the father will not be in the house. There may be 1 child or 2 if you settle down where you'll be in the house for them. But you're creating a world where that can't exist. And I couldn't agree with her more. I do think it's not just only men do it. I think Joey Chavis, the young lady who had a baby with Bow Wow, Future, and now Trayvon Diggs, I think she's doing the same thing intentionally. I think they're all doing it intentionally for whatever reason. But I thought she made a hell of a point. And I don't want to dog Cam, but he just sounded stupid in that interview. And I'm on her side in this particular argument. Randy, I really want to hear what you got to say, but as Jackie is the queen of the pod, the only lady here, I'm gonna throw it to you, and then you throw it to Randy, in case I get disconnected again.
Well, number one, we have to get back to where we know our self-worth. Out here just raw dogging everybody and anybody, it's not cute. It's not cute. It's not something that you want your kids to go behind, especially if you're doing it that way and they're like, oh, you know how adults be. Do as I, what does it say? Do as I say and not.
Mm-hmm.
We all grew up on that, but still, it's just you still mimic it, still look at what their morals are and what they do, stuff like that. So, as far as her saying broken homes, yes, of course, there's no possible way. I don't care how Nick Cannon, all that money that they have, there's no possible way you can make time and spend time with all of the kids. Somebody's going to miss out on Christmas, birthdays, something. It's going to happen. So is it more of a selfish thing where you're trying to fulfill something on your agenda, or are you scared of something where you feeling like you have to have all these kids? Even the fact that you have a medical condition and you're still having all these kids, because it could be genetic. So you're really not even thinking about their health. You're really not thinking about their well-being. It's just crazy because a lot of them have come from 2-parent homes, and it's just like, what's going on? So I don't know. I'm sending it to you, Randy, because I'm confused.
Yeah. Well, for one, the statistic from the Department of Justice is that children from single parent homes are 3 to 20 times more likely to be incarcerated than children from two parent households. Right. So that statistic right there says it all. Right. So I think at some point, when we all was young and us men, it was all about the conquest of, we all did that dumb of how many women you could sleep with and and it was cool to have a rack of women and all that stuff. But that was when you was a little kid, you know what I mean, and you ain't know no better. But Cam, as a man who has a huge following, right? And the fact that and it was the moment though, right? That's what got me though. If you watch, if y'all who watching this, if y'all hadn't saw this podcast, go back and watch it, because you can see like she really, like, he was proud and puffed of what he said, and then she gave him a perspective that he never had considered. And it's what I call the man up moment. And he had a man up moment like right then when it came to it. And he was literally speechless to recognizing that, look, all these kids that you sending this money to and they going to school, fly with J's and got all the new clothes and all of that. But guess what? They growing up broken without you though. Right? Because look, the statistic that we just read right here, that's a fact. Right, that's from the Department of Justice, who do nothing but keep the numbers of this, that 3 to 20 times more likely these homes that he is creating, that trying to make his master, oh God, I'm just waiting and buying my time. While you buying your time, brother, 3 to 20 times more likely your kids going to jail. You creating criminals, right? So it was glad. I'm glad that moment happened, because I'm gonna ride it for a minute. So y'all follow me on Man Up Monday. We're gonna stay on that one right there for a minute. Oh, we lost you again.
There we go.
Like, you need to stop moving. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Back.
Oh, I was just saying, it's disheartening to see that he doesn't even realize what he's doing, isn't even acknowledging it. It's kind of sitting there like, I hope that he had that man up moment. You saw Randy. I saw it too. I saw his face change. And Dr. Bryant also had this conversation with Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
And I think we saw his face change a little bit too. So I hope that's my hope, that it happens and they kind of realize what's going on.
I don't know.
it's almost too
I think
late.
Nick made a baby after that though, so I don't think it worked for Nick.
But it's almost too late though, because
The
it's
bag
done.
assassin continues.
Yeah, 8 children by 5 women, and damage is done. It's hard to create it. And as a victim of a broken home, as a victim of a father that wasn't there, it does affect you, man. Like I grew up, the dudes I grew up with raised me. Big KC, H, rest in peace. Hook. You know what I'm saying? These are the dudes that raised me. Like I had no father. Rest in peace to Horse Hers, Ozzy Clay. Like there were men around that helped raise me, and there were niggas around that helped raise me. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, it would have been a little bit easier. And I wonder how far along I would have gotten, and how much faster it would have happened if I was in a 2-parent household or had a father that, you know, gave a fuck.
But you know, well, I look at it like this, and I learned this through therapy, right? That sometimes, you know, the man that you are now, and I know your father well, too, and the character and the things that you've done, you know what I mean, your journey would have been different, and you've touched a lot of people's lives and a lot of people, and it's a lot of things that might not have happened if he had been, you know what I mean. And think, you know, for a moment, my mom wasn't dead, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I mean, I will never hold it against her, because, you know, whatever her life was taking her through, she was taking it through. And I know it wasn't for lack of love that would happen. You know what I'm saying? But and I still came through, right? Mm-hmm. And so I still came through, and I'm all right? Do I wish some things that I didn't wouldn't have happened? Yeah, a lot of that. You know, the being homeless, sleeping in the hallway, like, nah, you don't wish that on nobody, right? But you know, when I think about the resiliency, you know what I mean, and the character that it built, then, you know, hey, I love my mother.
It's a sense of gratitude. But yeah. And I agree with you. I love my mother too.
Yeah.
I love all my mothers. I was blessed to have a lot of mothers.
And Uncle Ricky. Ricky too.
And rest in peace, Mima. I saw today was yesterday was the anniversary of her passing 1 year. And today is the anniversary of me moving back to Atlanta. I realized I was packing, working, getting ready to move, got the call, talked to Randy, and man, get to the house. And the very next morning I drove to Atlanta. It's like, you know, coming back. Yeah. And it's so funny, some people don't even know I left. They're like, he left Atlanta? I was like, I was gone for a year, dog.
Oh no, you gotta hit that banner real quick, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, see, Jackie is on point. I don't even know we want a Bible story.
We just did Cam.
All right, so are we closing that one out? Y'all ready to move on?
Yeah. We done with that.
So our Kickback Conversation podcast. I thought this was real interesting because there's a person, you know, of course, that loves podcasting, that gave up music to do well, I don't know if I gave it up to do it, but I fell more in love with podcasting than I did with music. You know, at that point in my life, I thought I was gonna be a rapper. I never thought I'd be anything different. I dropped like 12 albums, like 12 mixtapes. I was on beats. I did it as much as I could do it. I didn't make it. And this year, I am putting out my greatest misses. That's what I'm calling it. You know, man, I got the greatest hits collection. I got my greatest misses collection. And I am putting that out this year in November, because when I used to rap, I used to put out most of my product in the fourth quarter in November, and I would just call that shit November. But having said all that, podcast money. This is something that I've been watching, following, and in love with. I'm gonna give you 5 deals that have happened in 2024 and why I take podcasting so fucking serious. Do I have an echo?
A little bit. Slightly.
Yeah.
I know what it is. I'm gonna close this out and just hope I don't need it again. I'm gonna say these numbers to y'all, and I'm gonna get you. This is why you're gonna understand how much I love this shit. What up, Clarissa?
Hey, Clarissa.
Dak.
You late.
Shepherd.
We'll talk about this after the show.
Get her, Randy. Get her. But she might be a little bit mad at me. I've been on my focus. But love you, Clarissa. You know I do. Dax Shepard. I don't even know who the fuck this is.
Me either.
Signed an $80 million podcast deal. The Kelsey brothers.
On blast. You made the crawl being late.
The Kelsey brothers, who I've watched their podcast. Well, I watched clips. Never really felt compelled to watch a whole episode except the one that had Shannon Sharpe on. $100 million over 3 years. I'm like, wait a minute, dog.
Yeah.
Smartness.
And Kelsey got a job at ESPN, you know, when they fired RG3 too, you know, right after they hired him. But
Commanders did him the same way. So
yeah. But go ahead. We digress. $100 million for the Kelsey brothers.
Yeah, $100 million for Smartless. I don't even know what the hell Smartless is. I know some people who are Smartless, but I ain't never heard of no Smartless podcast. And then Alice Cooper, Miss Call Her Daddy, who invented the phrase for the Gok 2000 or Gok 3000, which explains her level of oral sex expertise, which I'm not mad at all.
No, that was some much needed information that the world. She made the world a better place with that information.
I absolutely agree. Talk to him, man.
She contributed to mankind. Go ahead. To the evolution.
125 million. She might deserve more, man. Because if the ladies are listening to her and y'all are, following suit, man, she might deserve more. But she got 125 million. And then the king of all podcasting. No, not me. I know a lot of y'all watching like, oh no, not me, guys. The king of all podcasting, not Joe Budden, not him either. Joe Rogan. In a 3-year.
I mean, he made podcasting. He made podcasting a thing for real. Like,
I'm trying to say it out loud.
He brought it to the masses. You can't say it. Use your words.
150 million for 3 years.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's it's almost 80 million a year to do what we doing. This is why I said, all right, look, starting today, y'all, we're gonna take this podcast thing seriously. We're gonna get some professional pictures that Randy been asking about. We're gonna get Jackie to I ain't gonna say what we talked about before that episode, Jackie. We can get you to do that more. And I'm gonna do what I gotta do to fix this internet. We're gonna do everything. Because it's $250 million out there. It's no way we shouldn't be in that, man.
Yeah.
We should, if they're getting 250, we should get like 1 million. Can we get 3 million, $1 million a piece? Can we get $1 million a piece? I bet we do that shit. Jay Lou be back every week. Jay Lou be like, hey, what's up, everybody? Brittany be back.
Gonna get him off.
Clarissa be trying to be on the episode. I have an opinion, dude. Bring me on the episode. Berg will be like, hey, I want to talk. But I just think that's phenomenal. The money had dried up in podcasting. Because I know back when me and JB was going heavy, we had the merch lines. We had the t-shirts and the mugs and the pandemic masks instead of Pod Named Kickback. And we made, a little bit of money, saying we had our Patreon popping. There was a little bit of money. And I mean, compared to a lot of podcasts, that was still a little bit of money.
Yeah.
But compared to 250 million, that's athlete money. And we can do it. We got we got the fitness expert, we got Man Up Monday, we got the Righteous Ratchet. We can cover every basis, dog. Like we're not gonna take a hiatus, but going into the fall and winter, y'all gonna see some changes with this podcast. It's way too much talent, way too much information, way too much knowledge between us three that we about to set this shit up because can't nobody do what we can do. What we can do, if we are getting people healthy physically, getting them healthy mentally, and making them smile at the same damn time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's our new tagline. We're gonna get you healthy physically, mentally, and make you smile and laugh at the same goddamn time. Well, we about to blow up. We about to blow up. Can I clap?
We did tell her, Carissa. She did.
I believe in conspicuous consumption.
Really?
If you have it, flaunt it.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jackie knows she look beautiful every damn day, don't you, Jackie?
Yeah. What you guys say about that, Jackie? This podcast and money.
We need to get this money. Shit.
There it is. Mike, drop the mic.
Exactly.
Hey, look, Anthony O'Neill, he did and shout out to AO, he from the DMV as well. He's worked for Dave Ramsey, financial expert. And he did a master class on YouTube not too long ago about how to earn money on podcasts. And it's funny, I took this class. I told you I shared some stuff with you the day after I took it with him. And he said, he saw this coming. As he said, what's happening now is that, and this happened during the pandemic, that companies are, instead of hiring marketing companies, they're using influencers now. So influencers it's a lot cheaper to give a Travis Kelce, you know what I mean? The Kelce brothers $100 million, right? Rather than hire a marketing company that you paying $100 million, you know what I mean, per quarter, right? And then waiting for results, you know what I mean? And is so essentially it's costing companies half the price, right? In their marketing budget to just let influencers do the work. Right. And then now, guess what? Because we in the Me Too statement is giving them the buffer when be like when people get mad, because now, you can trip over somebody's shoe and they'll sue you, you know what I mean, for messing their shoes up. You know what I'm saying? Right. So now if you get marketing, if you move the remarketing and you get your influencers to get people to purchase your products, then guess what? Now, when it go wrong, they'd be like, hey, it was New who told you to drink that soda. It was a Pod Named Kickback who told you to wear that hat. It wasn't.
That's what they doing. Very interesting. I'm glad you brought that up, Randy. Okay.
Hey,
let's try to find a word on this. I'm gonna move to the next topic.
But we gonna promote them like hell for the hundo, for the $100 million. Yeah, I did. I told $100 million of y'all to go buy it.
Yeah, and if something goes wrong, I'm just gonna tell them straight up.
I got a $3 million umbrella. If you try to sue me, I'm good.
Exactly.
I'm good.
So y'all,
I'm looking for my drop.
I'm out. Just letting y'all know.
And anybody worried about being sued and you don't know what an umbrella is, hit me up and DM me. I'll tell you about that too.
I'm gonna stick beside him.
Now let's get into our what the fuck story of the week, and we get into this podcast money though. Thank you for everybody that's tuned in. You're helping us get there when the Patreon episodes start.
We love y'all.
Next couple months.
Viva Nepal.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the mayor.
The Netherlands.
Now listen to this shit.
The crime. A jury found Caden Smith guilty of murder and several other charges in the shooting on the south side of Indianapolis. A Metro police officer found the bodies of 3 men in October of 2021, including Michael James Jr., who you see right here in these pictures. They also found the bodies of Abdullah Mubarak and Joseph Thomas. Investigators later identified Smith as a suspect through his communication with the victims before the shooting. They believe he took them to a field to show them how a Glock switch worked before killing them.
So this white boy took 3 black men to a field to kind of, everybody's in love with these switches now. The switches you can put on your gun where it allow you to, shoot rapidly. So instead of going bang, 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 and he took him to the field to let me show you how it's amazing. Like, this shit is crazy. And he killed him once he got him in the field. And I'm always going to bring it back to this because I think it's a slippery slope. And I do just how I think. That's why you can't get away with writing monkey on my cup, because it empowers you to go to the next level and then the next level and then the next level. That's why it all must be stopped. Like, If you have the freedom to say monkey, you got the freedom to say nigga, you got the freedom to storm the Capitol, and you kind of got the freedom to kill. If you can kill a cop and own the Capitol, you can kill a couple black men, a couple monkeys. If you can do all that, and that's why I'm such a stickler. And also sometimes like I know Berger didn't agree with me, but that's all a part of it. You let it's like we used to make the joke: you give a woman, you give her an inch she want a foot, give a foot she want a mile, give her a rope she want to be a goddamn cowgirl. And that was like the old adage about if you let her take a little bit, they'll take everything. If you let these racist motherfuckers get a little bit, look at the little teeny bit of empowerment Trump gave them when he ran the second time, when he actually won. That empowerment led to like more hate crimes than we've seen in the history of this country back before Jim Crow. And if he gets back in office, it's going to be even more. They're already talking about if he loses, they storm it again. It's already out there. They're not going to accept anything but a victory. They got laws. The Supreme Court has given Trump clemency. I'm going to throw it to you, Randy. I'm telling you, it's all tied together. I do not separate it. And I think that the naivete in it is when people try to separate it. This white boy, why would he think he could take 3 black men to the field and kill them and get away with it?
Why did 3 black men go with him in the field? That's my question.
That's a whole other question. But people got white friends. People date white men and women. Everybody don't see white people as an enemy.
I'm not saying look at it.
My best friend is white.
I don't need you.
So
I'm gonna figure out.
I have white people in my family.
Right. That don't they say that's what racist people always say? I have white friends.
My best friends are black.
So my best friends are. Hey, but look,
my best friends are white. Hey, Clarissa.
Look, let's first, you know what I mean? Condolences to the families that was affected on both parts of this, right? Because the thing when something like this happens, it's always 2 families that's affected, right? It's the and he was 16 years old when the crime happened, and I think it was all teenagers. And I think it was like 4 years ago. He's like 20 now. He's already been in jail for a while, for a couple of years, and he's just about to face trial. So he did this 3 or 4 years ago. But they were all young men. But this again, this goes back to where I feel like the education of guns, which is it's the amendment, and it's one that I believe in. The right to bear arms. I have a lot of guns. I don't believe in having less than 350 rounds at all times. Stay ready. You don't have to get ready. But I also believe I go to the gun range on a weekly, on a monthly basis, because I believe if you own weapons, you should know how to use them. Right. And you should be familiar with them. It's not something you just go and buy it like it's a broom and put it in the closet. When something happens, you pull it out and sweep the floor. No.
You talking about the white boy that killed the 3 black men?
We still on that. Right. I'm still on that. I'm getting there. So yes, that's what we talking about. Right. So
I have 3 guns and I have a lot of ammunition. Like what?
But listen, my point is that it is about the education of weaponry, right? And if the parents and people have, and it's up to the parents and us to have the responsibility of educating and having the education about weapons, that the weapons should not be able to get into a young person's hand. This was a teenager who shouldn't have had a gun in the first place. Right. And then something tragic happened with young, immature men, teenagers with a gun, with a Glock, a gun that shoots 15 times and has no safety. That is the thing why people like Glocks, because they don't have a safety on them. So this is, is always one gun that go off pretty easy. Right. And that's why cops carry them, too. It's easy to pull it out and let it go. And you got 15 shots. But this is what the young man had. So, and I always believe a lot of times and it's not always the case, but in most gun crimes, I think if the level of education went up, and I think us as the parents and the leaders of the community have to bear that responsibility that those young men should have. And I question where were the fathers of both parties. I'm not condoning that. What the young man did was wrong, and again, and whatever punishment that he faces, that he should be punished to the fullest extent of the law. But however that ends, that's how it should end. But the way that we prevent tragedies of like this of reoccurring, that we're not talking about 4 other young men again, that this happening, is that we have to have the parents to take the responsibility to educate your kids about guns. And if you are a gun owner, you know what I mean?
I'm lost.
Take the responsibility that, like, my gun is in a gun safe. Right, and the ones that's not in the gun safe, they
if you're
up.
racist, if you're racist and you want to kill somebody, you'll get a gun from somewhere. Like, we can talk about gun laws, gun laws, but you'll just get an illegal gun. The point is, it was a racist white boy that lured 3 black men to a field and murdered them. I don't know if this is about it. Well, his parents shouldn't have had him have a gun. Like, the root of the issue is the racism. Because
where did the racism come from? And racism is a learned behavior. Nobody is born racist.
That is a fact. That is
racism is a learned behavior. So if we're talking about learned behaviors, the same people that where he learned that behavior from should have been the protectors of him not being able to get his hands on a weapon.
But they wouldn't do that. If you're teaching racism in your household, you're not teaching nonviolence too. They don't. It's not an oxymoron household. So the point is, if they're teaching racism, they're not going to teach "don't shoot your gun." They're teaching "shoot." That's why I keep bringing it back to this Trump shit, because that's the speech they're doing. The "Make America Great Again." They are. Remember the Proud Boys, stand back, stand down, and everybody's like, "Oh, what does that mean?" We know what the fuck it means. It means don't hurt anybody. Be cool right now. You fucking up my election. But he's teaching that. He's spitting, he's using their verbiage. He's talking their language, and they feel empowered. Right, and they feel empowered by him. And that's why we have that, and that's why I keep speaking out against it. That's why all that niggas talk about, we made money on the show. Oh, I don't do none of that shit. We see what he's doing. We see who he's empowering. You disagree, Jackie?
No, I'm just listening to y'all. Y'all always go to this Trump thing. I'm just listening.
Right now, 5, 6, 7 years ago, that wasn't what it was about. It wasn't about that. But I none of us have ever lived in a country where the Capitol was stormed until Trump. None of us have lived in a country where where Twitter is now, what Twitter is, until Trump. None of us have lived in a country where they're saying they're going to murder people if the election doesn't go the way they want, until Trump. And it's like, you can keep trying to belittle it and make it smaller than what it is, and that'll be your downfall. You know what I'm saying? Because I see what's going on. We got a Supreme Court topic coming up right now. It's directly attributed to what Trump did to this, how he packed the Supreme Court. That's one of our topics today. So we can keep pretending like, oh, Trump is making a boogeyman. Nah, nigga. I see what he's doing.
I just want the right person right in the office to do what they're supposed to do and make some changes.
Changes definitely need to be made. And I see Berger say niggas die every day, but he's especially more outrageous than murder that's happening in this community. I mean, I guess that's a perspective to have. Whenever a white boy kills 3 black people, it upsets me. I don't know how that doesn't affect you, but I guess we different. I love black people. So if 3 black people die for no reason, I'm affected by it. I guess you not, unless it's in your community. I don't know what the fuck Burger talking about. That makes some sense to me.
That's not what he's saying.
That's not what he said. What is he? Well, okay. Well, tell me what you think he's saying, Jackie.
No.
What'd you say, Jack?
Let's go ahead, Jackie.
I'm putting my church finger up because I'm out.
She said Jack was waiting on her dinner must be ready. We on
about to be out.
All right, let's Supreme Court.
Supreme Court. All right, really quickly. The Supreme Court just rejected Joe Biden's student loan forgiveness plan for like the second or third time. So we will not be getting student loan forgiveness. Nah, Burger, you be on bullshit, nigga. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man,
like, that's crazy.
No, man, look.
I got my opinion, you got your opinion, but you don't care when black people get killed. That's crazy.
That's not what he said, man. But we talking about the Supreme Court. Let's go.
Yeah, he literally said niggas get killed every day, B. Like, that's what he said. You know what I'm saying? I know it's from paid in full, but I just don't take a cavalier attitude when 3 black men get killed. It ain't niggas get killed every day, B. Like, nah, dog. It's not that. But anyway, if you took out a student loan, that's your ass. Because the Supreme Court, appointed by Trump, 4 new appointees, which swayed the balance of power, have now decided that they were not doing student loan forgiveness. So have at it what you will. Don't blame Biden for it. Don't blame Kamala Harris for it. Put it where the actual blame actually belongs. We thought that was a big issue. That was a big voting issue. That was something that people were really serious about. And it didn't happen and it won't happen. Don't talk to me about, you didn't see what Biden ain't do nothing. Well, we see what happened. And we know why it happened. And if Trump gets back in office, he'll add more justices to the Supreme Court to uphold more of this. Randy, what's your thoughts?
This whole student loan thing is just a carrot that's hanging, that's dangling on a stick. That's the way that I see it, because I know I've known people who, even when it did get through for the period that it did, that the criteria was so tight on it that some people who really needed it couldn't get it, and everyone who applies for it already couldn't afford the education that they took the loan out for. And that is the problem. That's the number one problem in America, is that we tell people to go and do these things for education when they know, and it's the people who can't afford it, right? So we already talking about people who cannot afford it. And I was in a meeting today with an economist last week, and what he talked about was that, and this is why this really don't make no sense, like why we even talking about it, and I'm gonna tell you why, like it doesn't. And he said, well, now the middle class has effectively is gone. There is no more middle class. It's now if you make $124,000, if you make under that, you are considered poor. And if you don't make over $256,000, so that's when you consider the upper class. There is no middle class, right? So if you're not making 125, you poor, right? So
I don't believe that at all. I don't believe that at all.
Most of the people, well, this was an economist who gave these numbers. So
well, I mean, it's different economists to say different things.
Right,
I don't believe.
But I'm just saying, I'm just telling you, this is what the economist said. That's his job, and this is what he said, and it makes a lot of sense. Right?
It don't make no sense to me. Is what I'm saying.
So when it comes,
125,000 get poor.
That's not.
I know these are 30,000. So what the hell are they? It's levels to it.
And even if you not making, if you 124 under that, anything under that is considered poor in this economy.
That's not accurate. I've been reading. I follow different economists myself, and yours is the only one that said that shit.
And it depends on in some areas it is. Like you can make 120. You can make 124 up here and struggle. 124 you ain't living good. I agree. I can move to Georgia and make 125, and people would think I'm you know what I mean? Think I'm balling. You know what I mean?
Like, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But 124,000.
So his numbers could have been.
It's not poor.
I don't know if he was specifying a geographical area, because he could have been. It could have
even in New York, in New York City, Manhattan, it is not poor.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not an economist. I can't say what the poverty level is in any city. Period. I don't do that.
I follow a lot of pages.
The point is that
do this. 124,000 ain't poor. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. Like, it's not poor.
You getting off the point. The point that I'm trying to make is that we back to the student loans. Is that student loans for one point? It is for the only people who need these loans are poor people. People who have to take out student loans cannot afford them. So this is all about
to make you poor.
How does what make you
$60,000 a year? Like, you can be middle class and not afford it. Well, I guess if you go by the notion there is no middle class,
right?
Then I guess there's no middle class. But you're
what's
not
the middle?
poor.
What's the middle? What's the middle class? What's the middle? What and what do they say the middle class is? What's the level for middle class?
Middle class as of I studied it in Georgia. I don't remember the national numbers, but in Georgia it was like if you're making it was upper middle class and lower middle class. And if you were at about 50,000, you were lower middle class. If you were above, I think 75,000, you were upper middle class. And that was only when I did that study. It was when I got a raise, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm rich." So this was like a couple years ago, of course. But 125,000, 24,000, no matter where you live, you're not poor. You know what I'm saying?
It's saying
that's really what you said.
And it's not. It's considered. When you consider poverty, when you say what is poverty, what is the definition of poverty? When you consider the definition of what poverty is, that is geographically considered whatever the median income level is of that specific area and whatever the GDP is in that area. So the economic numbers are based on that's what a poverty level is determined, right? So it's not a blanket. Right. So you can have, that's why it can't be a blanket minimum wage, right? Because a blanket minimum wage up here, like $5 in Georgia might be all right, but $5 in DC, like Slim, you can't even get to work. Right. So
yeah, and the United States,
so we just saying on the definition of
hold on, let me read it to you. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services did a census in 2024. If you are an individual person making less than 30,000, you are considered poor in the United States. You are considered to be in poverty. If you're an individual person making more than 30,000, then you're not poverty. You're not in poverty. You're not poor. I don't agree with that wholeheartedly. That is the number, but I think if you're making 30,000, goddamn, that's kind of poor. You know what I'm saying? But
that's minimum wage. That's $5 an hour.
No, that's $15 an hour. It's $15 an hour.
But here's the thing too: is that
40,000 is lower middle class.
That they already have said that some numbers that have come out were wrong about the job numbers, and now they investigating all the numbers because there's some economists who are saying that we are in a recession because we've had 2 negative GDPs, which is the definition of a recession, but the job numbers saying that we added at least 8 million more jobs than it was. So that means more products got sold that didn't, and we'll see how that come out. Right, we'll see how that turn out. But so when I see this Supreme Court and all this stuff, to me, it's like it's smoke screens, right? Fix the system, right? Fix the system that stop giving poor people stuff they can't afford and then making them feel like we gotta go apply for this unattainable thing that I go to school for that you tell me, and I ran the rat race, but then I get out of school with $100K on my head and nobody won't hire me. Right, but y'all still taking my money and still want to get my money, and now I can't get taxes that y'all taking out anyway because I ain't paid back the money to get the education that y'all told me I needed to be successful in the first place. No, fix the wheel. Like this, whether we stop giving the loan is putting a Band-Aid on the problem. So I don't like it. Mean that this whole case means nothing to me. It's something that I think that both parties right now, especially during a political time, it is a carrot on a stick, and I don't believe nothing nobody say about it at any political season. Get outside of that, and we'll see what's really happening, right?
So you don't like the idea of student loans?
No, I think education should be affordable. I think education should be affordable,
but it's not. So you have to deal with the reality. The reality is it's not. The reality is
in the United States,
like 40,000 a year right now. Right. So the reality is, and I don't believe that you have to go to college to be successful, But the reality is, if you would like to go to college, then if you're not making like $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year, if you're not rich, college is becoming unaffordable. So people are doing student loans. Everybody I know took out a fucking student loan. My man father played for the Redskins. He still had a student loan. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are millionaires. College is expensive. So to act like only poor people need student loans is bullshit. There are wealthy people, rich people that are taking out student loans. And some people are against that. Some people are angry about it. Well, y'all rich. Why you need a student loan? Who the fuck want to pay $60,000 a year? And if you go to an Ivy League school, that's $100,000 a year. I'm rich, but I don't want to pay that. I'm spending my money on that.
I know people who their college was paid in full before.
I don't know anybody. I've never met anyone whose college was paid in full by their parents. But
would be appalled of trying to fill out some financial aid forms. Like, they don't even want to waste the time to be like, I need to talk to somebody about something. No,
that's a particular number, because I mean, let's think about it. If Harvard is $140,000 a year, that means if you're only spending that on college, you have to be clearing like $1 million a year.
Okay,
and that's not middle class.
Right, that's not middle class.
That's my fucking point. So don't act like 100,000 is poor. That's no Republican talking points. In the real world,
100,000 going to Harvard. 100,000 you can't make 100,000, 124 and pay for a kid to go to Harvard.
My point is, you can't make 500,000 and pay for a kid to go to Harvard either. That's my point.
Yeah, you can.
You can't spend damn near over a quarter of your earnings on just college, because then they got food when they get to college. Then they got clothes when they get there. They still got books. And regardless if you got other children, regardless of what your rent is, my point is that what you're saying is a Republican speaking point, which I think is total bullshit. You cannot be a middle class or even have a little bit of bread and send a kid to a college that's over $100,000 a year. Like, if you make $1 million a year, you're getting half of that in taxes. So then you have $500,000, and then whatever you
pay taxes.
Well, that's a good point too. But my point is, to be able to afford $100,000 a year in tuition for one student, one kid, you're not making $300,000 and doing it. You're a millionaire. You're a multimillionaire. And the point. You don't think so? You think you can make $100,000 and send a kid to college for $100,000?
I already said no. I said it's
what are you sticking your head about?
Poverty. That's poverty. But if I am making $500,000, and I'm not gonna say that it's not impossible. But if you are only working for your salary, and all you do is take your salary and pay things with it, then it don't matter how much you making. It don't matter how much you making. But that's my point. If you're making $500,000 and your portfolio is diversified correctly, absolutely, you should be able to pay for college with no sweat.
You should be able to pay $100,000 a year.
And if you can't, you need to talk to a financial advisor and anybody.
Well, if you make $500,000 a year after taxes, you're getting $250,000. So at $250,000, you're giving
not paying taxes.
Salary.
You're not paying it.
You're not speaking for everybody. Everybody ain't doing all these loopholes and shit, dog. What is you talking about, man?
Donald Trump said it on air.
No, Donald Trump is doing.
And if you know how to write, if you've been 1099 too, like it's called philanthropy. It's called philanthropy.
That makes no sense to me, dog.
I know. It does. We'll talk offline. It's all good.
And I got a bunch of millionaire buddies, and they ain't nobody talking the shit you talking.
Yeah, okay.
You think that?
Hey, look, we agree to disagree. Let's move on.
Moving on. Okay.
All right.
Now, I did not watch this.
Absolutely.
But this looks very interesting. It's not in the UN's link. Now, I didn't watch this.
One more point. Yes. Excellent point, Carissa.
I mean, ultimately, college should. I mean, I ain't gonna say free, but it shouldn't be what it is. There's a high school in Virginia called Potomac tuition is $50,000 a year. It goes from elementary to of course high school. Why is a 7, 8-year-old school $50,000 a year? He's 7 years old. Why? You know what I'm saying? But to say that, well, if you got 200,000, you make 500,000 a year, you should be able to pay for all your kids to go. That's crazy to me. I think it's outrageously priced, and I think that when you blame it on people not handling their finances, I think you missed the point of it's outrageously overpriced.
I'm blaming on it. I said it's the system that's broke. It ain't. It's not. It's about the country. It's about the government making it affordable, right? That's a whole nother point about money management is a whole nother point. But I think my point was that it's a broken system, right? And trying to address forgiving loans is like, let's stop the loans. Like, let's forgiving them. That's like saying, like, let's give free health care for bullet wounds, right? No, let's stop giving away bullets and guns for people getting shot. Let's stop people getting shot. But and we dressed in people with bullet wounds, right?
Well, to a degree, but if you've already done it and we see it's crippling, and we found out because the millennials are a different breed. They talk like, dog, right. This is BS. Because my college tuition at Howard was like $14,000. You know, you try to go to Howard now, it's $50,000 or $60,000. So it's a different world. The cost of education grew exponentially than the cost of weight than earnings.
Everything has.
So, right. So it's a different world. So when they're complaining about it, they're like, y'all, I gotta pay $50,000 a year to go to college, and I'm still getting the same job New got when he came out. Come on now. That don't make no damn sense. So and that's why it's a thing. And to stop the bleeding here is a step. But if you can't even get this, it's like people are saying, I know you can't get the Supreme Court thing passed, but what I want you to do is to make college free. It's like, we can't even do step 1. You asking for step 10. And it's like, no, there's levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just levels to it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. But I didn't get to watch nothing I said I was gonna watch. It's a new movie called Deliverance, a black horror movie. Yeah. I have not seen it. I've been wanting to see it. But have you seen anything that you enjoyed? Have you seen anything this week that was good?
I can't, man. Look, I know we had a vacation, man. You know us. When we know got a long weekend. What we doing? Axe to the grind.
Yeah,
I was putting it. Yeah, honestly, man, I hadn't watched no TV. In fact, I'm probably gonna be doing some work tomorrow.
I'm working all day tomorrow. I'm working all day tomorrow. And I missed my high-low. Yeah, I missed my high-low, but I made yesterday. I worked all day yesterday, Saturday, and I made a damn week's salary in a day. I was like,
what's a K-drama?
Like a Korean drama?
The Frog?
Knowledge? I don't know what the hell K-drama is.
I love thrillers. Thrillers are my favorite movies.
Psychological
thrillers. I like thriller suspense. Like that Korean drama. Okay. All right. Okay.
I like a good psychological thriller. You're right. If you can fool me,
yeah, that's
you gotta watch him. Yeah, even if you got lots of
throw me off the whole time.
Like, Your Honor that you told us to watch, all the shows that we all watched, based on Randy's recommendation. Whenever I'm looking for a good show, I'm going to Randy first. But
I know I did watch one a couple of weeks ago. Did I tell you about the hitman who losing his memory?
Damn, no. What's the name of it?
Michael Keaton. I can't think of the name of it, but Slim, like when he's a hitman who going through dementia, and he like trying to get out before he lose it all. So he got a whole strategy, but he forgetting stuff along the way. Like Slim, you gotta. It's dope. It's dope. I'm just saying. I can't think of.
Is it Knox Goes Away?
Yes, that's it.
Knox Goes Away. What is it on?
What is it on? Maybe Netflix, Hulu. I don't know. Let me see.
Oh, Clarissa did mention this. The Untold the Murder of Ed McNair. I'm probably
that's on Netflix.
Yeah, I'm probably going to watch that. I want to watch the new Halle Berry, Mark
on
Wahlberg
Cinemax.
movie too.
It's on Max. It's on Max.
Okay, it's on Max. Oh, perfect. Have you heard about the Halle Berry, Mark Wahlberg movie where they're like spies or some shit?
Yeah, I tried to. I watched
Yeah,
a
I
little
did.
bit of it, and it just wasn't.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I ain't finished. I couldn't finish it. I tried twice, and I couldn't.
If you say that, then I don't know if I'm watching.
Because I'm a Halle Berry fan, so I try to get through it. But I was one. Yeah, Untold Murder. Yeah.
I still got to finish A Man Apart. A Man in Full. What is it? What's it called? A Man in Full, A Man Apart.
Yeah, Man Apart. Yeah,
I got like 1 or 2 episodes of that left. I want to finish that. I want to get. Man, I don't have time. Right? Like,
he's crazy. Is that's like? Hey, I'm telling you though, A Man Apart. I believe like crazy rich white man. Like I think Jerry Jones is probably like that in real life. I feel like that's be Jerry Jones. That would be him. Cause he don't give a F about nothing.
Clarissa, he can't take your side. They ain't win nothing.
I mean, that's the best combo that they've had. They've not had
a quarterback. She's saying in the history of football on any team.
Oh, in football.
Yeah, Randy want to take your side. We like, I don't know if I can do that one. I don't know if I can do that, Clarissa.
That was they were a hell of a combo, quarterback running back combo. All right, we gotta think who like that was. I can't say
Joe Montana, Roger Craig, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith.
Man, I can't because they
Warner, Marshall Faulk.
Because they didn't win anything, they can't be considered the greatest, right, in the history.
Hey, Manning, Edgerrin James.
They can be considered one of the greatest combos, but they can't be the GOAT because they didn't win a ring. So, and unfortunately, we qualify winners with jewelry. Right? I remember that 1 yard, one shot.
I was so mad. I was rooting for him.
Leaned out. Hey, I remember too, because you know who made the tackle? London Fletcher, who became one of our greatest, and he claimed us as he loved being Washington so much. He don't even claim them. He retired his number here, right there. But hey, you should be super loyal. I remember that Super Bowl. They had a great team, but they was playing. That was the greatest show on turf, though, that they lost to.
Oh yeah,
so
about 1 yard. 1 yard.
1 yard. 1 yard. London.
It wasn't like they got blown out.
Hey, look, that is, and if you show that tackle, that is the art form of how you wrap a open.
He got him. He got him.
You can. It is a textbook open field tackle, and your man reaching out for that joint. Yeah, I still remember it like it was yesterday, man. Yeah, that was a great. But they were a great combo, man. I mean, I don't think Tennessee had a quarterback since Steve McNair for real. Alcorn State, Steve McNair. Yep.
HBCU.
That's the last time Alcorn State was famous for anything.
Right.
Did anybody else come out of Alcorn State except Steve McNair?
I think Clarissa. Just Clarissa.
Okay. that's so correct. She from Tennessee. I see.
Yeah, so Clarissa, you got to stick with Tennessee. She was asking me about different teams and who she should go with. I think you got to stick with Tennessee. Yeah, the love is there, the loyalty is there. I was a Cowboy fan when we was 1-15. You just stick with your team. Like Randy been a Commanders fan through all the ups and downs. You just stick with your team, and you wait for them to come back. You don't look for another good combo. You stick with your team. My Cowboys ain't won nothing.
It's like a marriage, Clarissa.
Yeah,
like you don't like me sometimes, but we don't get divorced, right?
Exactly. My Cowboys ain't won nothing in 30 years. That's my team, though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Y'all had some of the greatest regular season quarterbacks, you know,
In the history.
Like y'all don't find y'all regular season quarterbacks be like they be the GOAT of regular
Amazing.
season.
Yeah. Get to the playoffs and turn from a GOAT into a damn
Right.
tournament.
Yeah, like man, look, Romo and Dak, like they light it up.
Light it up.
They throwing for 4,040 touchdowns every year. 4K,
You
40
get to the
touchdowns.
playoffs and 4 picks every game.
Womp womp.
It's so deflating.
Dak look like he lose his nuts soon as he come out the tunnel. First
Soon
quarter, every game, Dak look. I was like, I don't know what happened. Like he like a whole different dude in the playoffs.
Him and Romo, you know a pick six coming. You know a pick six coming. Not an interception, a pick six.
The saddest thing that Romo ever did, and I've never felt bad for a Cowboy in my whole life.
That fumble snap.
Oh my! When he was standing there holding his helmet, dude. Like like Slim, like that moment, right? That is the only time in my life that I ever felt bad for any Cowboy ever. I couldn't even watch it. It was like when Opie died on the like with somebody in a movie you don't want to watch it. I can't watch it.
But I sat there. I was at an event. One of my buddies had been. I don't know if he rented it out or not, but it was only us there. It was like 15 of us, all rappers, all DC rappers. We all decided to get together and watch the game, playoffs that Sunday. And we got there, or Saturday, whatever it was, and we were watching the game. I was the only Cowboy fan there. And when that snap got fumbled, because I was talking trash like, a field goal. It's only a field goal. I told you we was going to win. I told you we was going to win. And he fumbled that snap. Everybody looked at me like, oh. And there was nothing I could say. I said, I'm gone. I'm ready to go. I see y'all. You saying for the second game? No, I'm not. I'm gone. I can't believe this shit. But this is our last Sunday without football. So next Sunday, Randy, we're gonna have the NFL back. We'll get into our predictions and our thoughts on the games and how everything going the season next week. The WNBA.
I already got my tickets. I'm already.
Who y'all playing? Who y'all playing?
The Giants.
Y'all should win that.
We're gonna see what we got. We're gonna see what we got.
We got Cleveland. That's gonna be a tough one. But I'm like, if we're gonna do something.
Cleveland that was the number one defense. I think next year. Y'all was 2. I think they was 1. I think y'all
we was the number 1 offense. So all right, Cowboys, show up.
Like CD got his money.
CD got his money.
Hey, look, I hope he don't follow Dak there, because Dak. All I'm saying is that Dak won more when he wasn't getting paid. That's all I'm saying.
Well, last year he was the number 2 in MVP vote. That was his best season ever, and that was after he got his money. So his best season was last year. What you gonna do this year, Dak? I almost don't even want him to. I don't care if he have a good season, because we see him doing
playoff game. It don't matter. Y'all if y'all get in backwards, y'all can get in 8 and 9. He need a playoff win.
you know who about to take the title away from Dak?
Although what I don't like, because answer
my question real quick. Do you know who about to take that title from Dak as greatest regular season quarterback that does nothing in the playoffs? You know who about to take it?
Kirk Cousins.
Lamar Jackson.
Oh no. He way younger than
that. Got more playoff wins than him.
He way younger than him.
Though. He got way more pressure.
Only 26.
But he got more pressure. Lamar got 2 MVPs.
He's 27.
But he got 2 league MVPs. He got more league MVPs than he got playoff wins.
Come on now. At 26. At 26.
But 2 MVPs, and what he got 2-3 playoff wins.
He just turned 27. Dak is 30. Dak will be 32 this year.
Dak has never been considered as good as Lamar Jackson. It's a different scale.
No, and he not.
It's a different scale. You're a 2-time MVP that ain't made it to a Super Bowl yet.
At 26, and he's still learning.
I'll tell you this.
I guarantee Lamar will get at least 2 Super Bowls.
Answer this question. Name another 2-time MVP that never been to a Super Bowl.
At 27?
In their life.
His career ain't over with though, so I can't.
Maybe it's that. So we're not talking about careers over. We're talking about getting scrutiny. That career ain't over. Dak about to sign the biggest contract in the history of the NFL. Listen to what I'm saying. Dak is about to sign the biggest contract in the history of the NFL. So his career ain't over. Maybe. No, his career ain't over yet either. So it's not about career being over. It's about when they start questioning you. Those questions are about to start happening. You a 2-time MVP that only had 1 year you made it out of the first round?
Oh, they already questioning Lamar. The questions are already there.
And my point is, it's about to intensify. You don't think it is?
I mean, the older he get, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, every year that passes that he don't. And then now that, but again, they have not given him, like, he still has not had a true wide receiver since he's been there, right? So I'm like, y'all, like, his best wide receivers have been tight ends. Mark Andrews.
Who's Patrick Mahomes' best wide receiver last year? Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce.
Oh, but Travis Kelce ain't a regular tight end. Travis Kelce get wide receiver numbers.
I'll make a bet with you. Baltimore's top receiver, or tight end, had a better regular season than Travis Kelce last year. So I don't want to hear it.
Mark Andrews was he was hurt half the year. Then it was Isaiah Likely. Isaiah Likely was a number 2 tight end. No, you don't bet me nothing. You will lose. I'm telling you.
We about to look it up.
I'm just telling you, don't bet me nothing. You're gonna lose.
Because Travis Kelce's numbers last season until the playoffs were pedestrian. It was like
he was still that number 1. He was still that number 1 receiver. I had Travis Kelce in fantasy last year. He was pedestrian.
He was not good last year.
He still was the leading wire. He still was the
leading. He didn't crack 1,000 yards. He didn't crack 1,000 yards.
As a tight end.
No, Travis Kelce. Now you can't say he's amazing and then be like he's a tight end. He didn't.
He had 984 yards and 90. He had 93 receptions. 90. He had 93 catches for 984 yards and 5 touchdowns as a tight end. That is unbelievable production.
No, it's not. Look at all of his stats the years before. Dog, stop! No, I won't allow you to play both sides of the field. You can't go. He ain't a regular tight end. Hold up, you can't go. You can't go. He's not a regular tight end. He's Travis Kelce, and then go look at his numbers for a tight end. You can't do both. You can't talk about both sides of your mouth. Either he's Travis Kelce who had a down year, or he's a regular tight end who had a good year. You can't be both.
His down year was still better. It was only one other tight end that was better than him. It was only, and that was Laporta. Other than that, like if let's look through his numbers.
No, we're not comparing Travis Kelce. We're not comparing Travis Kelce to every tight end, because as you stated before we started, he's not a regular tight end. So we're not going to compare him to them. He's a top receiver. So we compare him to top receivers. He wouldn't be in the top 20 of receivers.
Goalpost, man.
No, you moving the goalpost. And everybody hear you right here because you can't go back and forth. Like I will make this a clip. I promise you. You play with me, I will make this a clip, and I'll have you saying both things. It'll be Randy saying he ain't no regular tight end. He's one of the best receivers. You got to compare the receivers, and then I'll chop it to you saying he's a tight end. He's not a receiver. Make me mad. I'll chop that shit up and post it.
I said he's a tight end. I say he's a tight end who makes wide receiver numbers. Is what I say.
Right, and when you compare his numbers to other wide receivers, he had not a trash year. He had a down year. He had a down year.
Agreed.
Okay, boom. Now, that's my only point. That's all I was saying.
I agree.
Oh, my man. Salute. I ain't got to make the video now. Look what Clarissa talk about. I know how to get them on topic. Bring up football.
Oh, it was part of your evil plan, Clarissa.
Now, what's up? I know you got something you need to get to. Where we have a time? Because I think
let's wrap. They just told me my plate ready.
Oh, boom, there it is. But and I got to do fantasy football at now. Well, 9 o'clock.
Okay,
Yes, I
I
got
just
15
finished my.
minutes.
You gotta tell me how yours went, man. I had my last draft today at 3:30, man. It went.
Okay.
I did. It was good. It was good. We'll talk about
Good job. Good
next
job.
week. Next week we gotta talk about fantasy football. We should have did it
And
this
I
week.
had it on here this week, but we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah,
Or
we
next
do it
week
next
might
week.
be a football, so we might have to kick Jack off next week and then bring Jay Luke on and we just do a football
All
preview.
football, fantasy, the whole nine. How your first week go? All that.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I want to thank y'all for tuning in every week, whether you agree or not. But I appreciate you tuning in, and I'm having fun. Have a good, productive week. Impress yourself. Remind yourself why you fell in love with yourself, and then fall in love with yourself again. That is the journey I'm on. Reminding myself why I fell in love with myself, and then falling in love with myself again, and trying to avoid Clarissa's evil plan. But having said that, kickbackers, y'all have a great goddamn week. Positive energy I'm sending to everybody. Hope you feel it coming through your phone or your computer or your radio or your boom box. Hope you feel all that positive energy and love. And have a great week. Randy, enjoy them doggone crabs. I'm about to cook while I do my fantasy football. And look forward to an amazing week, man. Uno.
Yes, sir.
Yo.